us to answer just one question Christians should stop asking. Just one question Christians have been asking over and over and over. I want us to address it so people at Glory Center don't join the group of people that asks that pointless question. Somebody would ask, what question is Papa talking about? How many of you have asked, why me? Why am I the only one going through this? Lord, why me? Lord, why me? Lord, why must I go through this? Is there not any other person that could have endured such turmoil? God, why me? Now, just for the sake of study, people ask, why me? Because they are faced with a plight, with a challenge that they have no idea how to handle, or it is too difficult to handle. And when we are found wanting in life, the easiest question to God is, God, why me? When our finances don't work, why me? When our businesses are not going according to plan, why me? When relationships don't work, why me? Copy, fix my microphone. When problems come your way, why me? When diseases plague our bodies, why me? When you fail an exam that you believe you studied so well for, why me? Let's start answering that question on a simple premise. There is nothing that God allows our way that we do not have the capacity to handle. Whatever is bigger than us, God doesn't allow your way. Whatever will kill you, God doesn't allow your way. In other words, the problems that makes us ask, why me, are not problems that can kill us. If at all they end up killing us, then it is because we have allowed it to happen. Every challenge that God allows your way, you have the capacity to handle. That is what Scripture says. Now, if I have the capacity to handle every trouble thrown my way, then I beg to say the proper question is not why me, but rather, God, how should I go about it? If the death of a loved one makes you ask God, why me? Why must I suffer this? If the loss of a contract, the loss of a job, the loss of family, the loss of money, the loss of something makes you ask God, why me? Then I should be asking God, God, why did this happen? What is the purpose of this? What will this do for me? No one, and I repeat, no one endures what is bigger than them. Everything we endure isn't bigger than us. We're stronger, we're mightier, we are better. The problem is we give up, number one. Number two, we fail to notice the plan of God in the matter playing out in your life. David is confronted with the Goliath, runs to the stream and picks 5 stones, yet defeats his Goliath with 1. But let's play with the popular story as that. When David arrived in the king's travail where battle is made, Saul, the tallest man, the strongest man, the king of God's people, had run to hide. David's elder brother, trained for battle, the army general, the captain, was asking his brother, who have you left our few fathers' sheep with? We know you are. We know how your heart is. And yet, all of these people, they had run to hide. And then one young teenage boy opens his mouth and asks, is there not a cause? Now, you will have to understand that what erases the why me question, the first thing that erases that question out of the mouth of a believer is trying to understand and knowing the cause to which the plight occurred. Goliath was not allowed in Israel so he can defeat Israel. No. Goliath was not allowed so he can shame the people of God. So David asks, is there not a cause? Now, my question to somebody who's been asking God, why me? Why am I going through this? Is let's drop that question for a minute and ask the God of all flesh that has allowed such a plight your way. God, why is this knocking on my door? What is the grand design? Is there a reason why I lost my job? Is there a reason why I lost my marriage? Is there a reason why I lost a loved one? Is there a reason why I lost my money? Is there a reason why I fell sick? I told you of a testimony of a woman in Canada. She said something. She has had cancer 3 times and she got it for the 4th time after she got healed. When I was worried and about to pray for her, she says to me, Prophet, don't worry, the devil will pay for this. And I was confused because this is a woman with cancer 4th time. And I am about to pray and she's telling me the devil will pay for it. And she said, when I went for chemo on the 3rd cancer I got, I brought 1 person from the center to church. Now that God has allowed me to go back there, I'm bringing everybody to church. Can I talk to somebody here? There is a reason why the Lord allows you to go through what you're going through. Now, let's look at it from this slide, then we go on. How many of you wake up in the morning and you go looking for a madman on the street to say, hi, good morning, how you doing? Nobody. But how many of you wake up in the morning with a desire that you will encounter a prominent person? In fact, if you are told somebody honorable is in your vicinity, you make the effort to catch a glimpse of the person. If they told you that a star, a president, somebody high and mighty was around your area, you stop whatever you're doing. You come out to see the person. If you are opportunity to shake a hand, you say hello. This is why. Because whenever somebody important comes around, it is an honor to meet them. It is an honor to greet them. It's an honor to commune with them. Now, can I talk to somebody tonight? The devil doesn't come out of hell looking for losers. The devil doesn't come out looking for nobodies. He comes out looking for people whose stars are brighter, whose destinies are bigger. In other words, if the devil attacks you, he might know something about you that you don't know about yourself. Why me is only asked when I haven't understood why the enemy came after me. Can you imagine the boy Joseph saying to his brothers, relax, no harm will come to you. You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. My God, can you imagine Stephen standing being stoned to death, and instead of cursing the people there, he looks at them and says, I see the heaven open, angels ascend and descend, and when he exclaims, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do, he says that I see the Son of Man standing up. Can you imagine a man in such a plight? And he says, Lord, forgive them. Everybody needs to understand that whatever you go through, number one, has a bigger end game with God. Number two, God always requires our test to produce our testimony. A lot of us think that when God blesses me, it's for me. No. Whenever God gives to you, it is for the next generation. My dilemma solved is so that Michael, when I send him to go pastor a church in far away in another continent and goes through a trying time and doesn't know what to do, can open his mouth in prayer and tell God, I saw you bring Papa out of a similar challenge. I believe you will bring me out. When I send him somewhere and he's faced with a plight, can look up to God and tell the devil, you are backing up the wrong tree. In the family I come from, we understand this problem. Papa came out of it. I too will come out. Hear me. The challenges of your life are meant to produce a testimony that allows the generation after you to have a reference point in saying, my uncle Myers left Liberia, came to Ghana. My uncle Therese came to Ghana for a number of years. They didn't understand how life was going. Things was not how it was, but they persisted. They persisted. They continued to hope. They continued to trust God. And at the end of it all, God brought them out. Look at their name on the billboard. Look at their name on the stock exchange. Look at how God has blessed them. I understand that when I enter a foreign land, I will not fail. God will be with me. It may be difficult today, but I have a point of reference. If God did it for him, I told you of a woman in London who came to me and said, Prophet, pray for my children, that God will give them good marriages. I said, are they married? She said, 2 of them are. I said, how many girls do you have? She said 3. 27, 25, I think 23. I'm not sure of the ages. And then I said, how many divorces did you get? She said 3. I said, how many did your children get? She said none. I said, why? How long has the eldest been married? She said 6 years. How about the other one? He said 2 years. Are they having any problems? She said no. I said, why should I pray? She said, I want God to protect them. I said, why are they not having problems? Because your second marriage didn't last 2 years. She said to me, when they were getting married, I warned them. When they brought the men, I checked them out and I made sure they were not making the mistakes I had made. I said, then I don't need to pray any prayer. Your problem was a sign from God, so that the generations coming after you can miss the same thing. Can I talk to somebody here? Sometimes what we go through is not pleasant. What happens to us is hard, but we go through them so that somebody coming after you can learn that the scar has its own story. Your business failed once, twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 9 times. In fact, it succeeded on try number 17. So now that your business has taken ground and is growing and is on the stock exchange, and then your young boy that you are mentoring comes to you and say, "Uncle, my business is struggling," you will not look at him and tell him you a loser, you don't know how to work, but rather you can look at him and tell him, "Relax, this too shall pass. Mine failed 17 times before it's working now. This one you're going through, relax, it will pass." That is how, that is why God allows problems, so that we know how to teach those coming after us how to make it. Hear me. The church has become judgmental, hypocritical about everybody and everyone. We have become better than everybody. We have become holier than them. It is unnecessary. This is not a museum for saints. This is a hospital for sick people. We are not looking for perfect people. Jesus says it is only the sick that requires a doctor. In other words, when you enter here, I am okay that you have a problem. When you sit down, I'm okay that you have a challenge. But I believe God that challenge you have, number one, you will recover. Number two, you will be able to tell somebody who is asking God, "God, why me?" to tell them, "Shut up. I went through it and I came out." If you go through it, you have no business asking why me, but rather you have every business picking yourself up